All right, now let's move on to the third one, which is this one, words. So this one, it also depends on this one. If this one is off, you can see that here you can, it's the drop down shows of the number of words. Okay, now if we turn on time, the drop down changes to time and even the icon changes. Okay, so this depends on what is switched on here. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. So for that one also, this one is done. We're going to close that. And then let's come to the widgets again. Let's right click. We can create a new one. So this one, what are we going to name it? Let's name it as a quantity. Quantity Listtile. Listtile.dat. Okay, like that. So this is also going to be a stateless widget. So of course it's going to be quantity Listtile as we have named it. So Listtile, and then this will also require a game provider. This dot game provider. That's it. And then we're gonna initialize that game provider and then import it. Right now here we're going to get the same methods. So final, what we want here is let's have number of words. Let's do set number of words, which is going to call that method set number of words. Okay, looks like we haven't created that method. So let's go to the game provider. We have set number of players. We don't have set number of words, I'm sure. That's why we can't find it. Okay, so here after set game mode, let's do set number of words. Okay, which is going to be that. Now we have coded it here. And then maybe on top here also, let's call our time mode, final time mode. So this is going to be his time mode because we know that that widget depends on this. So we need to be checking what has been switched. Okay. And then what else? We also need to get the set game time, final set game time. This is going to be set game time, which is the method that we haven't created here. Okay, so this is a game time with so we want to be able to set this. Okay, so let's create that method also here. Set game game duration. That's how we're gonna call it. So duration is going to be value, okay, because it's this duration that we want to set. Okay, now here let's go set game duration. Okay, we don't want to call that there because we'll set it on the unchanged method here. Okay, now here of course we want to return a Listtile. Okay, so this Listtile is basically going to have the same with this one. So let's click tab. You can see our assistant is already ahead of us. So the title, we're going to have a constant.gametime. So let's import this. And then content padding also we don't want. Let's see, it didn't put. So let's do content padding. Also this one we want it to be 0. We want it to be 0. We can remove that. And then so the leading, it also did not put the leading. Let's just put the leading here. So this is going to be the container, okay, which is that. and then you can see that it's getting the same, but now let's change this color to yellow. Yeah, we want to have a bright color for the one down below. And then the title, let's put the comma there. So what next here? What we need to put is now the title. Okay, so here we need to create this constant, and then we also need to create this. Okay, so let's create another description for this one below. Okay, we want to create which says words, select the number of words, and then also we want to create this time, select the time to play. Okay, so let's create these constants for the title, and then the constants also for the description before we go down here. All right, so let's go to constants. Then here first we want to say time. We just want to create the word which says time. Do we have that? No. So it says game time. No, let's just call it time. Here let's also put time, and then let's also have a time description. Yeah, time description. So let's see what Copilot will come up with. Okay, if it's not gonna do it, we won't waste time. Here we're just going to call it time this. This is going to equal to what we want to say, select the time to play, exactly like what we have here. And then next, let's just copy from here. Once we switch, we have words. Okay, so here we're going to have words. So let's see. Okay, if it's not gonna create it, we won't waste our time. So let's copy that and paste this. Here we're just gonna say words. Then here we'll just say words. Then here we'll say words description, and then here what we can do, the description, we can leave it, we can make one description. Okay, so yeah, so what I'm gonna here for the time description, I'm just gonna say toggle between time and words, but let me just keep it like that, toggle between I'm gonna say TW, time and words. Okay, now here instead of saying this, I'm just gonna put the general description. Okay, toggle between, okay, no, this we have already put, it's here. Okay, so let's go back. So this should be here. Select the number of words mode. Okay, select the time mode. Okay, select the number of words. Yeah, this should be, it should be here. Okay, so toggle between timer and a number of words. Okay, yeah, I think this should be here, toggle between timer and let's just say words. All right, yeah, I think, yeah, that one will use it here. And then these, let's create this. Okay, so this is going to be a toggle between, and then here words description is going to be select the number of words to play. Select the number of words. Okay, now let's copy that. Then we want to put it here, and then here we want to say time this, and then select time to play. Yeah. Now this toggle between, let me cut it from here. I want to put it below this. Let me paste it here, and then let's delete that. Yeah. This is how we are going to do it. Okay. Now if we go back here to the other one is game mode, this one here, instead of checking again on the description, let's just have one description, which is going to be the toggle between. Okay, here we are going to call toggle between T and TW. Now let's have a constant keyword. This one we can close it, and then here now on the title here we are going to call time constants.time, and then here we're going to call constants.words. Okay, like that. Then here we are going to call time disk. Also here words description. Yeah, that's it. Now let's move on to the drop down. Okay, so this drop down, what we're gonna do is let's see. First, let's see how it's looking. So this trading, it also checks. Okay, I think we can just work on it before we even test it, because we just want to check to change. If this is switched, we show this drop down, else we show that drop down. Okay, so let's have some checks here. So here on the value, we have to start from the value here. Here we will check if it is a time mode. The value that we are going to get is a game time. Okay, so here we're just gonna get the game time. Did we have the game time on top? No. Okay, we can get it from game provider dot game duration. Okay, so it's called duration, I think. Okay, did we have a getter for the duration? Let's go to game provider. So this is game duration, so there's no getter here for game duration. Okay, yeah, so this is number of words, and then no, there's no getter here. Where is a game? It should be computed after computer time. Let's put it just where it is. Computer. Anyway, let me just put it here. So here I'm going to get int get game duration, this one. Okay, now we're going to get it here. Game duration. If we want, we can also initialize it here. Just we can just say final game duration is equals to game duration. Now we can get that and then put it here. Okay, so if it's time mode, we are going to get game duration. If it is not time mode, we're going to get number of words. Okay, so even the number of words, let's just initialize it here. Final number of words is equals to that. Now we're gonna copy that and then paste it there. All right, so that's how we are going to get the value. And then now the items. Okay, we move on to the items. So the items also, we are going to generate a list. Okay, so here let's remove all of this. Let's redo it again. So here on the item, we're going to get a list. And then so let's click tab first of all. So here, this time mode that it has checked here on the trading, we don't need to check that. Okay, because we'll do the checks inside here. Okay, like we did here. Okay, on the time mode. All right, So let's remove this check here. Let's just return the drop down, directly return the drop down here. Okay, like that. Okay, now let's work inside here. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is to check what list we want to generate here. Okay, so again we're going to check, we copy that time mode. So if it is time mode, what we're going to do is we will check here. Okay, if it is time mode, we are going to have the constants and the game duration. Okay, it's not game duration. This list is called game times dot length and then the number of words. So this list and this list are this game times list and then this number of words list from our constants class. Okay, now we go back here. So that's how we're going to see what list we're going to display here. Okay, now if we go back in the drop down, instead of just completely returning that, let's remove that also. Let's put it in the brackets, and then from there now we're going to return that list. Yeah, like that. Okay, so now you can see that we have that here. We can return this, we can even remove this int if we like. It doesn't do anything. Okay, so the value also we're going to check, if it is a time mode, we're going to get the value from the game times, else we're going to get the value from the number of words at that index. Okay, now here where we display now, it's going to be, if it's time mode, it's going to be from the game time, and then we are or even going to say seconds or words. Okay, this is going to depend upon us. Okay, now after that we can see that it's got an error because there's a required parameter, the unchanged. Okay, so after we generate here, we need to call our unchanged. Okay, so unchanged, we know that it returns a value, and then here now we can call these methods on top. Let's just click tab. So this set gain time and set number of words, it's our methods up here. Okay, now we just need to close this correctly. I don't know what's missing, maybe it's a bracket. Then if we close it, it's closed. We can put another comma there, and then there we have it like that. Now we just need to call this one as well. Okay, so let's go back to global, then right after this one we can call our quantity. Okay, quantity, not quit button. So this is going to be quantity Listtile, which is going to be that, and then we can also import it. Then we can copy that, then put it here. Yeah, okay, now let's bring our application, and then let's hot reload. Let's just wait for it. Now if we click here, you can see that we have that one with quantity. When it's off, you can see that words, it's 5. When you click that, and then it's seconds. Okay, so it's a seconds like that. Right now it's seconds because it's how we have set it, and then maybe also yellow is too bright. Let's go back and then try orange. Okay, let's hot reload. Yeah, let's keep that orange color. If we click that, we have that. Now all of them are done. If we go back here, we can have that. You can see now if we switch, we have that. Now if we want to display the time like this, let's just quickly do that before we end this video. Okay, because this is displayed like that, and then this is just displayed like number. I think this we should say words the same way we are saying, and then the time, I think yeah, this we should say 5 words, 10 words, like this. And then the time, let's not say seconds, let's display them like we are doing here. All right, here. All right, so let's create the method to display this time correctly. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a separate method. Okay, so maybe let's go, where can we create that? Let's go in the global. So where can we create that method? Maybe down here. Let's create that method. Okay, now for displaying the time, we are going to use our printf package. Okay, so let's say display display game time. Okay, so this is going to be, it's going to return a string which with a method display game time, like that. Okay, so okay, looks like Copilot has tried to create this without using our package. So let's see how this will look. If it's not the result that we want, we'll just use our printf package. If not, then we have learned the new method of how to do this. Okay, so now let's go to the quantity, and then here, if it's time mode, what we want to do is instead of calling this, we're just gonna say display game time, and then here you know that we are calling our index. Okay, so let's hot reload, then let's click here. You can see that okay, this is not what we want. Okay, it has tried. We switch, we still have words, and then we switch, we have that. Okay, this is not what we want. So let's go ahead and use our printf package. Okay, so here, if we go to that method, which is a global, this time what we want to do is actually, this might think it's correct, we just not reading it correctly here. So what we can do is, instead of saying this index here, I think this is done correctly. What we can do is we need to call our constants. We need to call our constants dot game times, and then at that index, which is time. Okay, let's paste that. Then we copy that, we also put it here. Now let's hot reload, let's click there, and then we can see that Copilot has done it. Okay, so there's no need to use our printf package. This is exactly the same results that we have even here, but here we use the package. Okay, yeah, so that's great. It's great to know that we can just use the direct Flutter code without using any package. Okay, so to use the package, if you guys also want to know the way that we want, I was going to use the package, I'm just gonna show you. So I'm gonna copy this and then paste it here, then we name this as package method. So display timer package method. Okay, so for using the printf package, we were going to, instead of doing all of this, we were just going to we were going to return a printf like that, and then here we have to make now that, okay, you can see that it was already making it. We have to put open the bracket, not like that, we open the brackets. Let me just, my keyboard is putting the wrong keys, so let me switch it. Okay, so now we have to put the we open it like that, and then all we have to do is here we need to put the percent, and then 0, and then 2i. Like that, and then we do the same things, and then we click tab. Okay, so now you can see that we get this. We put it the minutes, and then we put the seconds. So it is the same thing that Copilot was doing here. So this method does the same thing with that. Okay, but it's only that this looks simple for Copilot. But either way, even the package is doing it simple. If you read the documentation, you can see how this is done. Okay, but I didn't know that we can do this. That's a good thing about coding. Every day you know the new thing. Now, if we can just call this method in here, so display timer package method, and then here again we're just gonna call index. Then if we hot reload, you can see that we are still getting the same result. Okay, this is the same. Okay, now I can see that we have got 2 zeros in front here, but in the other method, if we remove this and then hot restart, this is a Copilot's method. There is no second 0 here. So this can also obviously quickly be fixed. You know that we can just ask the AI to do it, to print it like the way it is. Okay, so what we can do here, so I'll show you guys how easy it is that things like this can be fixed with coding of this age with AI. Okay, so we know that we always have assistant nowadays when coding, so these things like this are easy to fix. So what we can do once again is we just open up the chat here, if whatever coding assistant you have, and then we can copy this code and then paste it here, and then I can just say this code prints my I can say print time like this. I'm just giving it examples here. Okay, and I'm gonna say 130 and so on. Okay, and then I will say I want it to be printing like this. So MD 01 and so on. You can see I've just copied this code and then put it here, and then I say that it's printing like this, and then I've asked it, I want it to be printing like what we want here, like this. Okay, so I'm just gonna click send, then it's going to do it. Okay, so this is how easy it is to fix these more fixes. Okay, so here it's just going to explain it to me that I need to change from this pad left. So if you look at this code, it's going to do it like this. Okay, this is how the only changes that I need to do. Okay, so for me, you can read all of this, it explains. Okay, now I'm just gonna click this, it's going to insert that code there. Now if I hot reload, let's wait for it. If I click here, change that, you can see that we have exactly what we want. Okay, so this is just one of the things, guys, how easy it is to fix some small UI changes and all of that. So now you know that we don't need to use this anymore. That is the reason why we add this printf package, just to be formatting the time. But now you can see that we have learned a new thing. We don't need it anymore. So I'm just gonna comment it out for you guys, but I won't need it, which means I'm also going to remove that. Okay, now that we are done with the drop down, when we click here, you can change the setting for the game. Now the next thing is to create the functions to start the game. And then also we know that when you go to multiplayer, we want to make sure you are signed in, because this goes to Firebase Firestore, then look for other players. So we're going to, this start button is going to make sure that you are signed in before you click it. That's if you are in multiplayer. So that's all for this video. Thank you guys, and see you in the next video.